Hello, my name is Hania Hushangi, and today I'm going to present my documentation panel called Planet Rescue Project. One day during March break, I asked the children, what are you interested in today? What would you like to do? And they told me that they were really interested in planet and space, and they wanted to do an activity about it. So we started talking about different planets together. The children were naming planets, sharing what they already knew. They all decided that they wanted to explore Saturn, and they asked me if I could draw it for them. I said yes, of course, and I draw a very large Saturn for them. At that moment, activity really started to come alive. At first, they were only two children involved, but very quickly, more children came and gathered around, watching and joining it. We started coloring together, and children were sharing their ideas, like what color to use and how to design different parts. They were also saying things like, this is a sun, let's add a spaceship, we need to rescue the people, and we need to save the planet. So their voices were really guiding the activity. I was also engaged with them, asking questions and supporting their thinking. Then something very interesting happened. As you see, some of the children who were playing with Legos nearby came and started adding their Legos to the project. They brought spaceship and different structure and placed them on the Saturn drawing, as I show them through these two pictures. And I found really interesting was that even children who were busy with other activity would come to the panel, adding something and then leave. For example, some children came and draw alien pets. Others drew alien or space creature, and some added their own small design. Sometimes they stayed and continued working with their friends, and sometimes they just came, contributed something, and went back to their activity. But they all wanted to add something to this project, which show how engaging and meaningful it's become for them. From that point, the project turned into a story. Children imagined that people and animals were stuck in a different planet, um, like they uh, they asked me to draw Earth and Sun. And needed to be rescued. They created a spaceship, alien, different character, and built the whole rescue story together. Even they put a bridge, and then I'm gonna tell you what happened in the next. In their story, the good people were rescued and brought back to Earth through that bridge. And while the bad people were sent into sun and melted, this shows how they were making decision and creating their own narrative. As um, as you can see on the panel, children added their own drawing, color, and ideas. They were not just following instruction, but activity creating and extending the project. Later on, I brought this panel back to the classroom, and children continue to engage with them. As you can see the panel, right side and left side, they they put more in this project. And they came back to the panel and added more drawing detail and ideas. As you can see, this showed that project was still meaningful for them and continue beyond the original activity. Through this experience, children developed creativity and imagination through drawing and storytelling. They also practiced communication skill by sharing their ideas and working together with others, and collaboration as they built a shared story. This connected to how does learning happen, especially the foundation of engagement and expression. As children were actively involved and expressing their ideas in different ways. My role as an educator was to support their ideas, ask open-ended questions, and follow their interests. I allowed the project to grow naturally instead of directing them. Reflecting on this experience, I notice how power it is when children's interests are followed. What started at a simple idea turned into a meaningful and collaborative learning experience. This documentation is important because it's shown children's thinking and learning process, not just the final result. It helps educators and families understand how children learn through play, creativity, and interaction. Overall, this project demonstrate a child-led play-based learning experience where children explored, created, and learned together. Thank you.